Hi guys, so today we'll make another Power BI dashboard, and once we finish the dashboard, we'll see the significance of bookmarks which we will create along the way. All right, so let's first get connected to the data set. So I should be on the home tab. This is Excel workbook here. I'll click on it. I'll go to my data set. Uh, and so it does. Okay, so I'm doing it with the school data set. I'll click on February. It's processing, and I'll check the box for orders. That's the only data I'd like to connect with. So I'll click on load, and it is processing. Okay, and it is loaded up. So I can see orders on the right of my screen. I can click this arrow and the data expands. And I have the table view here. So if I click on it, now I can see all the columns showing up in the data. So it's a standard retail data set where you have order date, order ID, ship date, ship mode, customer details, segment details, and so on. Okay. So let's get going. So click here on report view, and let me click on a pie chart here. And let me collapse the filters box. Then let me bring the pie chart a little bit down. Let's category on legend, sales on values. Okay. All right. Then let's click on pie chart again, and I will bring category on legend. And this time I'll bring profit. Okay. And once again, I'll click on pie chart, and I'll bring category on legend. And this time I'll bring quantity on values. Okay. So that's how I intend to create my first three visuals, right? Each one below. So sales on the top, then profit, then quantity. Okay. Now let's click on donut. So I'll click on donut. Let's say I'll get here segment of legend, sales of values. Now you will notice that what has happened is the moment I placed my pie chart here, my donut is I only clicked, I didn't align it also, but it automatically worked in my favor by aligning and placing it. And you'll see as we move forward because we've already given a pattern to Power BI and it will follow it up. Okay, so I'll click on donut again. Again, you can notice what I just mentioned. So segment on legend, profit on values. Okay, another donut, uh, segment on legend, quantity on values. Okay, this is interesting. Now let's have uh, a line chart. Okay, and same this line chart. I'll bring in subcategory on x-axis, sales on y-axis. Okay, then another line chart, subcategory on x-axis, profit on y-axis, and another line chart. Okay, so subcategory on x-axis and quantity on y-axis. Okay, all right, fine. Now let's have area chart. And let's say, in order date, I'll expand this and I'll bring year on x-axis. and sales on y-axis. Okay. Then another area chart. I've got here on x-axis and profit on y-axis, and area chart again here on x-axis, quantity on y-axis. Okay. Now I will click on view, and we have here bookmarks in selection. Okay, so I click here on bookmarks. So I'll click here on selection. Right now, I will click on add. It tells me here bookmark one. I'll simply click the three dots and I will rename it to, let's say, okay, let's say we will keep this as big bazaar data analysis. Okay, or let's say Myntra data analysis. Okay, all right. And now comes the tricky part. Now, the moment I clicked on selection, I got all this data over here. Now, what is the benefit of this? Let's try and see. Okay, so I'm going to switch off few visuals. How? One, then two, and three. Just three are gone. Okay. Further, one, two, three. One, two, three. Okay. Now I'm going to click on add in the bookmarks. And I'll click on rename and I'll call this year-wise analysis. Okay. Now I will switch off one, two, three, and switch on one, two, three. Okay. And I will again click on add in the bookmark, click the three dots, rename, and I'll mention here subcategory analysis. Okay, then I'll switch off one, two, three. One, two, three is on. Let me switch on bookmarks for this. And I'll rename segment analysis. Okay, then off, 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 on, add bookmark, rename category analysis. Okay, so when I click on Myntra as a bookmark, I am getting everything here. I don't need this selection pane now anymore. When I click on year-wise analysis, I get to see the data. So my bookmarks is really helping my client to see what exactly is what, because you don't expect your client to be, somebody who is very tech savvy. Okay, you are the analyst. You are supposed to make things very easy. So, these bookmarks, they just make things so simple for the client. Okay. Now, of course, we can have our what should I say, title and slicers here without any problem. So let's suppose I click on my slicer. Like to bring the slicer here in the extreme right of the screen. Let's say, and in this slicer, I'd like to bring the region. I'll go to format visual, slicer settings, and in here, we'll choose title. Okay. All right, that's one slicer. I'd like to, let's say, bring in another slicer. Okay. And, okay, and let's say this is for ship mode. I go to format slicer settings type. Okay, and in here, I'd like to bring in my uh, text box. I'll click on the text box. Let me bring it over here. I'll switch on the title. In this box, I'll type in Mundra data analysis. Okay. Let's increase the font. So I can add like of sales, profit, and quantity. Yeah, this fine. All right. Okay. Now, of course, I've explained in my previous dashboards the, let me collapse this. The benefit of using, the, okay, let me just reduce the same size. Yeah. The benefit of using the slices is what? You can drive your entire dashboard based on this. Okay. So I'll choose central region. So I get to see everything here based on my central region. Okay. Eastern region, I get to see Eastern region. Okay. For Eastern region, I'd like to see first class in the ship one. Okay. That's what is happening over here. Okay. And of course, if I want to go to my year-wise analysis, okay, over here, and I choose, to use my slicers here, absolutely no problem. That's the reason I did not add the slicers here. Okay? I left them on their own. Okay, and of course, I'll click on Mintra data analysis and everything shows up. So you're pinpointing everything to the client in a very simple manner. Okay. All right. So I hope you liked our session of creating this dashboard and also focusing on the concept of bookmarks. If you'd like more of these kind of content, you can reach me on the email address that I have. If you want this data set and this Power BI file, you can email it to me. If you want to have a free counseling one-on-one about data analytics course where I teach Power BI, Tableau, Excel, SQL, and Python, you can enroll for a free session by reaching me out on the email address that I have shown here, and we can have a discussion on the roadmap. All right. So, if you like the video, if you like the content, I'd appreciate if you subscribe and like, uh, give a like to the video. All right. Thank you so much. Take care.